Hi everybody, this is Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yee-haw! And today I wanted to bring you a video about Knockout City, specifically why you should be excited for Knockout City. You know, there's a lot of negativity. It's like I'm about to philosophize with you for a moment. I've noticed there's a lot of negativity around gaming. This is nothing new, and sometimes I can be pretty negative myself. So I wanted to make a series of videos about games that are coming out, and I wanted to actually get myself a little hyped for them. That's the thought process behind why you should be so excited for blank. And today that blank is Knockout City. Let's talk about it. Enough of my face here in a minute. We'll see some footage of the game. First, if you enjoy this or you think it's fun or cool or whatever, a like, a comment, subscribe would be awesome. If you don't like it, well, I actually didn't have a plan if you don't like it. I guess if you don't like it, don't tell people you don't like it. Maybe give constructive criticism if you think you have some that's actually good. Which, you know what, if you don't like it, I guess maybe I don't need to hear from you. But in general, if you like it and you want to say something, I would love that. Now, let's take a look at some footage of Knockout City, and I have a bunch of reasons why you should be excited for it. Let's do it. If you don't know what Knockout City is, I'll kind of briefly give you the idea of it, but it is a multiplayer dodgeball looking game. It's a third-person sort of arena-style game where you and another team are throwing dodgeballs at each other, and you can catch them, dodge them. Actually, I don't even know if they call them dodgeballs, but you can catch them, dodge them, or get hit by them, I guess. That would be the next option. There are multiple game modes like a team deathmatch and things that kind of look a little more like Capture the Hilly or Capture the Bally, if that makes any sense. But let's talk about some of the bigger reasons as to why you should be excited. Let's get a little excited. First off, when this game comes out, it is free. They have a free weekend so they can get a bunch of players in to check this game out, which is, I think, a pretty cool way to get a lot of people to see if this game is for them. They're basically giving you an opportunity to play this game for a whole weekend before you decide if you have to buy it. I think that's a really great way to get people into your game. Also, another thing that you should be really excited before if you have an Xbox or PC, this is on Game Pass. So I happen to have an Xbox. I will definitely be picking this game up on Game Pass. But hold on a second, Jake. Don't a lot of your friends have a PlayStation? They do. Unfortunately, I guess I won't be able to play with them. Oh, wait. You actually can because this game has crossplay. So it's a free weekend. It's on Game Pass. It has crossplay. I feel like you've at least got to take the weekend to check this game out. Speaking of this game being on crossplay, something I think that's pretty cool is the game doesn't have sort of a traditional targeting system when it comes to you throwing the ball. In this game, you're not targeting your opponent with the right stick or the mouse and using that to decide whether or not the ball hits. It's based on positioning. So, given that it's crossplay, I think you're not going to have a huge advantage for PC players. That's something that can be a little frustrating when you're playing a game with crossplay and it's based on a reticle that you move around the screen. You can get destroyed very quickly if you are a console player and you are going up against PC players, because a mouse and keyboard is a much more precise way of targeting opponents. So fortunately for us console players, yes, I do have a PC, but I play a lot of games on consoles. I really, really like consoles. So fortunately for us console players, I don't think there's going to be a big disadvantage at all by playing on console. Something that I think is pretty cool from watching a lot of the footage of this game, it feels like it has a little bit of a Jet Set Radio vibe to me, and I don't know if that's a game you remember, but it was an amazing Dreamcast game, and I think it got released later on Xbox, or a sequel if it did, but anyway, I always dug that vibe, and I guess you could also say maybe it has almost a little bit of a Splatoon vibe as well, which, you know, your mileage may vary as to whether or not those two things sound cool. Something the developers talked about that I thought sounded pretty exciting was that they wanted this game to have a low barrier to entry, so a lot of people are going to hop in, but hopefully with the mechanics inside of it, it'll also have a high skill threshold. So a lot of people can pick it up, they can understand the game very simply, But the more you play it, the better you get at catching, dodging, using fake outs. You will start to be rewarded for spending more and more time with it. So I really think that's cool because it also helps a game have a vibrant player base. You know, a video I made a little while back on this game, Hood, Outlaws, and Legends, I talked about how it was going to have some issues having a vibrant player base because really good players could destroy new players. Part of that issue is just not having enough people to play with in general. But I'm hoping with Knockout City, a new player can come in and not be absolutely destroyed by veteran players. Did I talk about price, by the way? I'm realizing I talked about Game Pass, I talked about its free weekend, but I don't know if I talked about price, which I think this game is priced really, really well. It's $20. So I think that's a really good price to get a lot of people in there playing this game. I know they will have seasons, so of course they want you to continue to support the game through a battle pass and things like that. And of course, seasons can always be a double-edged sword. If it's done well, what they can do is they can add new modes and styles to the game, which they've said that's what they're planning on doing. And they can keep the game alive and keep people engaged who have decided to stick around. Speaking of the season pass or the battle pass or however they're going to talk about it, the dodgeball pass, something that I thought was pretty cool is all of the customization options in this game. I heard that there are 17 different areas you can customize. And the nice thing about this is it incentivizes them to not do any type of customization that would be pay to win. It would all just be how you look and how your car looks that brings you into a match, etc. You will also have multiple tiers of objectives to complete, sort of those big meta objectives like daily objectives. You will have clan objectives, or in this game, what do they call them? Crews. Your crew will have an objective. So when you're looking at a game that starts free, kind of free on Game Pass, if that's how you view things, which I absolutely do, or is only $20, it feels like they're giving you a lot to stick around for. And not just the combat of the game, which actually looks really snappy and fun. Being able to throw the ball back and forth. Every time you catch it, it goes faster and faster and faster. Being able to pass to position that ball with your teammates. Also, being able to turn into a ball and get thrown at an enemy sounds really cool. I could just imagine that happening with me and my friends and being really, really excited that we did something dumb like that and it actually worked. So I hope that was enough to get you excited for Knockout City. Like I said, I want to do some stuff that's a little positive because every once in a while I can be a little negative about games also. So this is why I think you should be excited for Knockout City. And I'll leave you with one last thing. Looking at a game like this, I really feel like I'm looking at a summer of arcade game. That's what I see every time I see footage of this game. And you might not know what I mean by that, but back in the day on Xbox 360, they had games that all came out, a bunch of indie games that all came out around the same time. They called them the Summer of Arcade. You got extra points or however their currency system used to work for buying all the games. And a few of them in there were always legit, super fun, great games that you played with your friends. For me, games like Castle Crashers, Geometry Wars, Braid, and of course, one of my absolute favorites, Monday Night Combat, spring to mind. I mean, these games were so fun and so perfect for what they were. And I think, and I hope, that's what we're looking at with Knockout City. Just that vibe of a really, really great summer of arcade game. And it starts out free. I'll be there. I hope you'll be there. And I hope you're excited. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for listening. And I will see you all next time. I'll see y'all next time is what I should say, right? I'm the cowboy. Mwah!